ran into someone yesterday who I had a 20-minute conversation with at a party 3 weeks ago. She had no idea who I was.
That is brutal. What did you say?
I reminded her. She said, "Oh, yes, of course." But I could see it in her eyes. She had absolutely nothing.
Maybe you just weren't memorable enough?
Or maybe I made the most common conversation mistake that nobody ever talks about.
Which is?
I talked about myself the whole time. And here is the painful truth. The more you talk about yourself, the less memorable you become.
Wait, that is the opposite of what I thought. I thought the way to be memorable was to share more about yourself.
Everyone thinks that, and that is exactly why nobody remembers them. If you've ever walked away from a conversation feeling like you gave everything and got nothing back, and you want to know why, you are in the right place. We teach real conversations here, not textbook English. Subscribe to the English Parent Lab. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay, so if talking about myself makes me forgettable, what makes me memorable?
Making the other person feel something.
Feel what?
Anything. Curious, understood, laughed at, seen. The emotion does not matter as much as the fact that they felt something during the conversation with you. Because people do not remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel. We said this in episode 1, and it runs through everything.
So being memorable is not about being interesting. It is about making the other person feel interesting?
That is the whole secret. And it sounds simple until you realize how rarely anyone actually does it. Most people in a conversation are waiting for their turn to talk. They're not listening. They're loading, preparing their next sentence while you're still finishing yours.
I do that.
Everyone does. And the person who stops doing it, the person who's actually present, actually listening, actually responding to what you just said instead of what they planned to say next, that person feels extraordinary because they're so rare.
So the most memorable thing I can do in a conversation is just actually listen?
Actually listen, and then reflect back what you heard in a way that shows you understood it. That combination, listening plus reflection, is what makes people walk away from a conversation thinking, I really like that person, without being able to explain exactly why.
How do I reflect back what I heard without sounding like a parrot?
There is a difference between repeating and reflecting. Repeating is just saying their words back. You said you like hiking. Boring. Reflecting is responding to the meaning underneath the words. You said you like hiking, so you are the kind of person who needs to get out of your head sometimes.
Oh, you went underneath the fact to the feeling behind it.
And now they feel understood on a level most conversations never reach. Because you did not just hear what they said, you understood what it meant about them as a person.
That is actually a little bit magical.
It is the oldest social skill in the world. We just stopped teaching it. Try it on me. Ask me something and then reflect underneath my answer.
Okay. What do you do for fun these days?
Honestly, I have been spending a lot of time just walking around the city. No destination, just walking.
So you are someone who needs to think things through by moving. You cannot just sit still with a problem.
That is exactly right. And I have never said it that way before, but that is exactly what it is.
I just reflected and you told me something true about yourself that you had never put into words.
And now I feel like you know me after one exchange. That is the power of reflecting underneath the answer instead of just responding to the surface.
But what about people who are just naturally more quiet? Some people genuinely do not talk much, and they are still incredibly memorable. How does that work?
Because they listen so well that when they do speak, every word lands. There is a type of person in every room who says very little, but when they say something, everyone leans in. That is not magic. That is the result of listening so carefully that when you speak, you are responding to something real instead of filling silence.
Quality over quantity.
Always. 10 words that show you were listening are more memorable than 10 minutes of talking about yourself. And the quiet person in the room is often the most memorable person in the room for exactly this reason. They make every word count because they spent the time before it actually listening.
So being quiet is not a disadvantage in conversation.
It is an advantage if you use the quiet to listen instead of to worry about what to say next.
Let me try to put this together. What is the actual framework here?
3 things. Listen fully. No loading your next sentence while they talk. Reflect underneath. Respond to the meaning, not just the words. Make them the most interesting person in the room. Ask the question that shows you heard something they did not even know they revealed.
Listen, reflect, make them interesting.
And watch what happens to how people remember you.
Rapid fire. I give you an answer. You reflect underneath it. Not the surface, the meaning. Ready?
Ready.
I have been really busy lately with work.
Busy like you love it and you just cannot stop? Or busy like you are running from something you do not want to deal with?
That question just made me stop and actually think. Both of those are possible, and I am not sure which one is true. That is a good reflect. Next, I moved here about a year ago from a small town.
So you made a big jump. Was that terrifying, or was it the easiest decision you ever made?
Good. You acknowledged the size of the move without making it dramatic. And now I want to tell you the whole story. Next, I used to be a teacher, but I changed careers.
So something shifted. Was it the work itself, or was it that you realized you needed something different for yourself?
Excellent. You did not ask, why did you leave? Which feels like an interview question. You asked about the internal shift, which feels like a real conversation. Next, I do not really watch much TV.
So you protect your time deliberately. What do you do with it instead?
Perfect. You protect your time deliberately is a generous interpretation. It makes them feel intentional rather than just different. And now they want to tell you what they do instead. Last one. I am fine, thanks.
Fine like genuinely settled right now? Or fine like you've just learned to say fine because the real answer takes too long to explain?
And there it is again. The fine question from episode 5. Because the person who asks that question, who creates space for the real answer, is the person everyone wants to find at a party.
Because they make you feel like your real answer is welcome.
And that feeling, that your real self is welcome in this conversation, is the most memorable thing one person can make another feel.
So, let me land this. If I want people to remember me after a conversation, I need to stop trying to be memorable.
And start making them feel memorable instead.
The less I talk about myself,
The more they remember you.
because you made them feel interesting.
And nobody forgets the person who made them feel that way.